everyone, it's Shawn here for Full Compass. We're in the studio talking with Keith from Allen Heath about the new SQ Plus series. So we've got 3 different sizes, right?
Yeah, so we've got the SQ5 Plus, we've got the SQ6 Plus, which you can imagine in here somewhere, and then we've got the SQ7 Plus over here. So these follow the same frame sizes as the original 5, 6, and 7, where you've got 16+1 fader with 16 mic preamps, a 24+1 fader with 24 mic preamps, and a 32+1 fader with 32 mic preamps.
I see it's a very familiar design, but with some little changes.
The layout is much the same as the original SQ, but the Q range that we brought out last year, we thought was one of our most beautiful mixers yet, so we have carried across some of that styling over to the SQ Plus.
I also see a very large screen on here.
Yeah, so we've got a 9-inch touchscreen on the SQ Plus. We've completely redesigned the GUI as well because of that touchscreen. We've got a dark mode GUI now, which has been heavily requested and very popular on our Avantis and Q ranges.
Has anything changed with the processing?
So it's still running the XCVI core. There is a little bit more power per channel. SQ is our 48 input mixer, so it sits in between the Q with 32 input processing channels and the Avantis with 64 or up to 96 processing channels. So it's still the 48 channels, but each one of those channels has got a little bit more power, which allows us to run the latest deep add-ons.
So tell me a little bit more about the deep processing.
As you're probably aware, we have on D-Live and Avantis some very popular expanders, which are always used these days in all kinds of shows, live shows, studio work. Those models didn't quite fit on the SQ, the original SQ.
Okay.
So on SQ Plus, with that more power per channel, you can now run those, the source expander and the dual threshold expander right in the channel and on every channel as well.
I got a question for you. I really like using the Compsortion model in the D-Live and the Avantis now. Is that something that's in the SQ Plus?
Yeah, so again, with the extra power per channel, we can run the Compsortion model, which is, as you say, very popular in D-Live and Avantis for good reason. And you can run that on every single input channel on the SQ Plus, and you can run it on every single mix without adding any latency because it's deep.
I see there's 4 extra buttons on here and that little RackUltra FX logo. Is that something that's built in?
A few years ago, we introduced RackUltra FX with D-Live.
Yep.
We've recently added it to Avantis as well with Avantis 2.0.
Yes.
And that uses an extra module for extra special processing with extra FPGAs and ARM cores running those effects units.
Yeah.
With SQ Plus, we've built 4 of those effects engines right into the console. So you have your standard, if you like, 8 effects engines as you had on the original SQ.
Yep.
And now you've got an extra 4 RackUltra effects engines, which can be used to run the standard effects. So you've got 12 in total.
Okay.
Or you can have 4 of those running RackUltra as optional add-ons.
And is it all the RackUltra effects that we've got on the other different models?
You get all of the vocal processors, vocal tuner, vocal gridder, vocal shifter. You get the harmonizers, so you get the dual auto key harmonizer, you get the quad harmonizer.
Okay.
You get the spaces verb.
Yes, that's awesome.
Which is incredible. You get the plate verb, again amazing, and you get the saturator and also the amp and cab distortion. The only ones missing are the rhythm delay and the MIDI harmonizer, but those ones are coming soon.
And you mentioned there was something unique to the SQ Plus series.
With SQ Plus as well, there's a few essentials units. So these are based on the larger ones, but they're a kind of simplified version of them. So there's an essential spaces halls, there's essential spaces rooms, there's an essential plate for general use, there's an essential plate for vocal, and there's an essential saturator as well.
Okay, so just a little bit easier to use from a user perspective. You might not need to be as knowledgeable to dial those in. Absolutely,
and you can get those as a bundle as well.
Excellent. You mentioned there's some optional processing that you can get for the SQ Plus. Can you give me a run through on those?
Sure, so SQ Plus has got everything you need, but there are some optional add-ons, which include the deep add-ons. So these are embedded directly in every channel, and they include things like the expanders and the compressors.
Okay.
Then you have RackUltra FX add-ons, which include things like dynamic EQ and multi-band compressors.
Awesome.
And then we have the RackUltra effects, which include the really high-end reverbs, vocal processing tools, pitch correction, and saturators.
So can you give me a rundown of what has changed and what's new in the SQ Plus series?
So SQ Plus still uses the XCVI core and all the benefits you get from that, which is under 0.7 milliseconds of latency, 96K processing throughout. You've got phase coherent mixes, so everything's coming in and leaving at the same time. You don't have any problems with cancellation, phase cancellation. You've got the S-Link port for connection to the Everything I/O ecosystem of expanders. You've got local I/O, you've got an option card, and now with SQ Plus, you've got a larger screen, a new beautiful, bigger, bolder GUI. You've got more power per channel, and of course you've got those 4 RackUltra FX engines.
Allen Heath has amazing support. That's one thing I like to mention when I do demos and tell everyone, check out the support forums on the website. You can learn more information, but also if you've got feature requests of what you want, because you get to read and sort through all those and determine what makes it into the mixers.
I do, yeah, I do read all of them.
You know, they're also built really tough. I can say this, I have been lugging SQ series around for years, using them on shows, doing demos. These have the same amazing build quality.
Don't throw them around.
Yeah, well,
because you know you should look after your things.
They're
but
in a case.
They will survive, and they have got a 2-year warranty as well.
Excellent. Well, if you're interested in learning more about the SQ Plus series of mixers from Allen Heath, reach out to your Full Compass salesperson and they can help you out.